back again with Miss Marvel. Yeah, season 1, episode 5, got a new haircut, and yeah, I'm gonna do the last 2 episodes today. What happened last episode? Last episode we went to Karachi. We spent a bit of time in Karachi in Pakistan, so that's all interesting, very interesting. And yeah, we spent time with Nanny, we met Kareem, we met Waleed, we met the Red Daggers, and we got to learn a bit more about whatever these Jinn are planning, and not to mention we killed 2 of them as well, so that's great. So the problem has now halved. But yeah, once at the end of that episode we got introduced to something quite strange. Either Kamala has been sent back to the past, or she's experiencing a vision of the partition of Pakistan and India, where she's heard stories of Sana, Nani and Aisha being separated, and then Sana being led back to her father by a trail of stars. So either Kamala is going to do that herself, which means time travel, she's saving her own grandmother, or she's going to witness Aisha doing it and probably, maybe, learn how to do something with the bangle. But yeah, honestly, what else can I say? I'm just excited to get into this episode. Every episode of this show has gotten better so far, and honestly I'm expecting the same here, so yeah. So no more time messing around, let's just get into season 1, episode 5 of Miss Marvel, starting right now. And nothing else. Okay. Wow. Wow. Okay. Ranking out of the way. Every episode has just got better so far. And this was no exception. This goes straight to the top. Of course it does. Oh my god. It's usually in these shows where you get a slower paced episode where you can focus on the character, or at least have some time to think before the final battle. Of course this was that episode. We had it in Moon Knight when they went to the underworld. You had it in it was, well, the episode before the finale is when you really focus. In WandaVision, it was when we found out what the origin of Wanda's illusion and everything. In Falcon Winter Soldier, we had an episode before the finale where Bucky and Sam were just hanging out. With Loki, it was the episode where he was with all the other Lokis in that place at the end of time, where all the stuff that they get rid of in the timeline just gets dumped. We had that episode. What If didn't really have one of those, but what was the one after that? Hawkeye kind of had it, yeah. What other Disney Plus shows should there have been? So there was Hawkeye, and what was the? It won't be on my YouTube channel because I don't do them on my YouTube channel. But yeah, my point is, usually the episode before the last one is when you get a slower paced episode and you get a lot of answers. And this was no exception. Because it started off at the beginning, very black and white, very old-timey feel. And I wonder, were those news broadcasts, were they actually real ones, just lifted and used in this episode, or were they faked? Because honestly, it captured it well enough. And yeah, we got something that I should have expected that we'd get it, but I didn't. An AISHA story. Pretty much the first 2/3 of the episode was all about AISHA and how she came to this village during the British rule of India. How she met Hassan, got married to him, had a family, well, had a daughter, and then Najma coming to her and all but threatening her to give them the bangle. I'd love that we got some time with AISHA to understand the story. because it was desperately needed. And honestly, where did the rumours start that she had a secret? She had an affair. She had a secret I mean, she does have a secret family. Well, she did have a secret family in Najma and the others. So I suppose that's where they were getting the rumours from. Where did they get the rumour that she killed a man, though? Where did they get that rumour from? Oh no, she did. She did at the beginning of the episode when she killed that British soldier who was chasing her. So, where would the rumour come, though? There was no witnesses. But so, all the rumours... Well, 2 out of the 3 rumours appeared to be true, because she wasn't having an affair. But 2 out of the 3 rumours were actually true, just not in the context that we thought. And so, yeah, Aisha leads... Aisha says they need to get away. She uses the partition as an excuse to try and keep away the Bangle and her family away from Najma. And that's how we end up at the... Oh, and she also... What you seek is seeking you, what's inscribed on the Bangle. That's what her husband taught her. And that's how we end up at the train station. And... yeah, the death of Aisha. Najma was the one who killed her. And honestly, it made me tear up a bit when Najma uses the last of her power, not Najma, when Aisha uses the last of her power to bring Kamala to their time. And I'm guessing the same knife that was used to kill Aisha was the one that tried to stab the Bangle, and that created the connection, I'm guessing. So yeah, Kamala arrives and finds Aisha. It's amazing that she recognises Aisha at all, because she only saw that one painting that Nanny made, and Nanny only had very few memories of her mother. Like I thought it would, it turned out that Kamala was the one who led Sana back to her father. And she said, I can't do stars, but I can do circles. But when the platform broke, when one of the platforms broke, the pieces created these little stars that led her back to her father. And the father recognised it because of what Aisha showed him of the Bangle earlier on. So he believes it was Aisha who led them back together. And then, honestly, that teared me up, that scene, a bit at the end, from Aisha's death all the way to Sana getting led back to her father. And you see the train pulling off with them on it. People even riding on the roof of the trains as well, because they're so overcrowded. It captured the stressful... Like, I've been in a busy place before, on a busy train. It's so claustrophobic, you can barely breathe. And yeah, it definitely captured the vibe. And from then on, we went back to the present. We spent the last 10-15 minutes of this episode in the present. Yeah, the veil had been opened, kind of. It just disintegrated one of the djinns at first, one of the clandestines. I know I've been calling them djinn, but they're also called clandestines. She was just... I don't even know how to describe it. But she was crystallised, then it looks like she was burnt, and then she just collapsed into a skeleton. Gone. Not so... Well, soon after, Najma also followed, believing that she could get through, and then, I suppose, in some sort of last attempt to redeem herself, she closed the portal. She closed the veil when she stepped into it, and then she sent... I don't know, she whispered Cameron's name, and... What has happened to Cameron? It looks like he's got some sort of similar power to Kamala now. But what's happened? How did that happen? power from the veil has gone. Power from the veil, power from the no dimension has come out, and then somehow she's directed it at Cameron. Now Cameron's absorbed that power, so he can now access it the same way that Kamala does with the bangle. So yeah, oh god, there's so much that's going to be going into this finale. Yeah, wasn't over yet. The end of this episode actually seems to go on for a long time, and I didn't want it to end. But I now know the mother's name, Maniba. She now knows about Kamala's powers. And it doesn't seem like she was doing what I thought she would when she eventually found out. She's not, like, disapproving or anything. I mean, we've still got time for that. There is one more episode, but she's not disapproving of the power. She finally accepts what Nanny has been trying to tell her all these years, or San has been trying to tell her all these years, and now she's seen proof that it's real. And I think it was a nice little choice to. We heard when Kamala went off to talk to Kareem. I think it was a nice little touch to just hear her powers working, but see the camera was showing Maniba's reaction to it. And it appears like she's in some sort of wonder of her daughter now, what her daughter can do. A goodbye with Kareem. I hope he does come back. He would be very good to have again. I really like him. Not to mention, if he's doing all that stunt work himself. Ooh, you know what I'm thinking? If he really doesn't come back, if he doesn't have a future in this show, because I assume this show's going to come back for a season 2 or something. I mean, I know she's shown up in Captain Marvel 2, but hopefully she shows her in her own series again. If he doesn't have a future, he'd be a good Nightwing. I'm just saying, he'd be a great Nightwing. He's around the right age, I think. Yeah, I'd like him to be Nightwing. I'm actually thinking of that now, and I think it's great. He'd be a good Nightwing. But yeah, so he's gone. But before he goes, he gives her his red scarf, and once again, parts of the costume is coming together piece by piece, and I love it. So now she's got the red undershirt. She's had the red Converse and the red leggings since the beginning, but she's got the red shirt. She's got the blue cardigan, whatever, and now she's got the red scarf. And then also, Maniba pointed out that Kamala's necklace or bracelet is broken. Now it's in this S or Z shape, the S shape. Yeah, that's the Miss Marvel logo. I imagine that's where the inspiration for the symbol is going to come from, because that's basically all we're missing right now, because we've got the mask as well. Bruno gave it to us. Speaking of Bruno, we went back to Jersey. Oh no, before we went back to Jersey, one final scene in Nanny's home, talking about how the mother used to be a rebel, and yeah, finally a little we kind of suspected this, but yeah, confirmation from the mother that she's just not ready to let go of her daughter yet, and she was trying to compensate for the way she kind of wishes she would have been treated. Like, obviously she's denying it, but the comparison between Nanny not holding on too tight enough to Maniba, and Maniba's holding on too tight to Kamala, and hopefully it's just balanced out nicely now. Like, the mother and daughter, Maniba and Sana have reconnected, and now Maniba understands why her mother acted the way she did, and she's learning how to let go. She not completely let go, but she's learned how to loosen her grip on Kamala a bit. So I'm happy that that's all been cleared up now. I wonder if they'll tell the father and the brother when they get back. I mean, because Bruno knows, the mum knows, Nanny knows, Nakia knows. Only two people that really need to know now are the brother and the father. They're the only two people who need to know now. Yeah, back to Jersey. Back to Jersey we go, and we catch up with. Well, we don't catch up with Bruno. We find Bruno, and Cameron has gone to him for help. And what followed was a kind of awkward scene. I was like, please just get on with this, please. But yeah, how does Cameron act? Yeah, Cameron's finally been set straight on the whole Brian Bruno thing. But honestly, that pales in comparison because, yeah, Damage Control have followed Cameron back to Bruno's home. And, yeah, Bruno knows that Cameron has powers now. I don't know if Cameron even realised he had powers. But the shop has blown up. How dare you blow up that shop? But, yeah, cool. A lot of stuff going in. We did away with who I thought were the villains of this show. I thought the Jinn people were going to be the villains, but they're not even technically bad, but the only people that we need to deal with now are Damage Control. They're the only people we need to deal with now, that unless these somehow turn Cameron evil, which I don't want, but it would be interesting. So, yeah. This show is great. Like, I've had the week off work and I've been watching this show. Someone at work who also watches the Marvel stuff, he said he judged a book by its cover, but he saw the trailers for Miss Marvel and he thought, yeah, I'm not dealing with all this teen drama. I don't think I'm going to watch it. And honestly, this show has been fantastic. I'm going to set him straight when I go back to work. I am going to set him straight because this show has been great. I really like it. It's so charming. And a lot more powerful and deeper than I thought it would be. So, yeah. This has been great. But I'm going to wait about half an hour to an hour before watching the next one. But for now, that is all we've got for Miss Marvel. Until next time, we are over and out. Bye!